video, we're going to discuss how we can explore with clients how they assign meaning to certain events. How we do this is by using event plus interpretation equals the feelings. So let's look at an example together. So I'll ask a client, what are some interpretations to this scenario? The scenario is that you're planning on going to an AA or an NA meeting in the evening. Your ride is coming to pick you up at 10 to 8. The person who's about to pick you up calls at 10 to 8 to say, I can't pick you up, I'll talk to you later. So the event is your ride gets canceled. And then we'll look at certain interpretations of that event. An interpretation might be, my friend is so irresponsible, they're never showing up when they're supposed to. Another interpretation might be, my friend's trying to sabotage my recovery. They know how bad I need to get to this meeting. Another interpretation might be, oh my goodness, maybe something terrible happened with my friend and they have a flat tire or there was a family emergency. So helping to explore with the client that sometimes there can be many interpretations with even the same event. And so let's take a look at this first interpretation. My ride gets canceled 10 minutes before I'm supposed to be at a meeting. My friend is so irresponsible. I might be feeling judgmental and harsh and critical. My friend is trying to sabotage my recovery. I might be feeling angry and frustrated. Or perhaps something terrible has happened and my friend couldn't get here on time. I might be feeling lots of empathy and concern and compassion. So having that discussion around how much emotions are perhaps being wasted by how we interpreted that event. So trying to find more neutral interpretations until we know the full story. So we don't know as a fact that our friend is irresponsible or our friend's trying to sabotage us or something terrible has happened. We just know that we don't have a ride right now. And so what we need to be turning our attention to is, could I call a taxi? Do I have the resources to do that? Could I walk and get there on time? Or do I need to just tell myself and accept that tonight's not the night I'm going to a meeting, but how could I create that support? Do I need to call 4 County Crisis? Do I need to read some of my big blue book? Do I need to go over some of my recovery handouts provided at Forecast? How is it that I could still feel like I got an hour of good support in my recovery, even if I can't attend group? This can be really helpful, as oftentimes when people have a past trauma background, they might interpret things in very extreme reactions, which is very understandable, but also creates this really exhausting feelings that happen throughout the day when they're seeing interpretations as quite the extreme interpretation, and then their feelings will match that. How can we see events as more neutral to create more neutral or soft feelings that won't take up so much energy? Here's an example of a chart where you can be exploring the event and the interpretation and the emotion, and seeing how sometimes when we jump to conclusions and interpret things that we're not really actually sure about can lead to some of those more unpleasant or painful emotions. So in conclusion, it can be really helpful to explore this sequence of how an event plus an interpretation can lead to a feeling, and how could we potentially find a way to create different feelings or less painful feelings, more neutral feelings as a result of this.